This is an introduction to the organ systems found within the human body. It's just an overview, but we will go into detail into many of the systems throughout the year, as many of these systems are their own units. Each organ system is made up of organs that are grouped by function and work together to carry out that specialized function. The organ systems, individually and together, contribute to homeostasis. So as we talk about each of these systems throughout the year, we'll also talk about how they're connected to one another. For now, we'll just do an overview of each of the systems. The first system we'll go over is the integumentary system. Its function is to cover the body. It does this through the organs of the skin, hair, nails, sweat glands, and sebaceous glands, which secrete oil. The integumentary system protects underlying tissue. It protects it from physical damage as well as from invaders getting in, like dust, dirt, germs. It helps regulate the body temperature through things like sweating and shivering. It houses sensory receptors for sensations such as touch, pain, and temperature. It synthesizes or creates sweat and oils. The next system is the skeletal system. The skeletal system works together with the muscular system for support and movement. The organs within the skeletal system are bones, ligament, and cartilage. Ligaments connect bone to bone. The skeletal system provides the framework and protective shields for softer tissues. Where you have more bone is generally where you have your organs. So if you look at the skull is very protective of the brain. The rib cage protects the organs of the thoracic cavity. In addition to providing the framework and protection for softer tissues and organs, it also aids the muscles in movement. The way it aids the muscles in movement is that the bones are attachment points for muscles. Muscles pull on the bones, which move the bones and therefore move the body. Additionally, the skeletal system produces blood cells and salts. Next, we have the muscular system. The muscular system is made up of the skeletal muscles and tendons. Tendons connect the muscle to the bone. And the muscular system, through the muscles, are what actually provide forces to move the body parts through contracting or shortening these muscles. We'll go into detail of how these muscles actually go through that contraction process, but for now, just know that the muscles pull on the bones, which is what moves the bones in the body. Additionally, your muscular system helps you to maintain posture. So even just sitting here, your muscles are what's actually keeping you upright. And your muscles are a main source of body heat. We know this, right? When you move around, you start getting sweaty, you start getting hot because your muscles are producing this heat. The nervous system functions for integration and coordination of many of the processes that go on within your body. The organs are the brain, spinal cord, the nerves, and the sensory organs. The nervous system communicates through biochemicals that are called neurotransmitters. Nerve cells, called neurons, send and receive information, usually to and from the brain, in order to respond to both internal and external stimuli. So this can be something like you seeing a ball coming towards you and then your muscles responding through moving, or it can be something like your pH levels dropping within your blood and your body working to correct that. The endocrine system also functions for integration and coordination. Its organs are all the hormone secreting glands. Some of these glands are listed here. the hypothalamus, the pituitary gland, the thyroid and parathyroid, the adrenal glands, the pancreas, the ovaries, the testes, the pineal gland, and the thymus. You'll see some of these organs are listed in both the endocrine system as well as another system. For example, the pancreas is also listed in the digestive system. Chemical messengers, like hormones, move from the glands to somewhere else in the body to affect change in target cells. These target cells may be within the same gland, or they could be in a totally different part of the body. For example, your adrenal glands secrete adrenaline. The adrenaline then moves throughout your body through the bloodstream in order to prime you to do something. The cardiovascular system transports blood. You have your heart, your arteries, your veins, your capillaries, and the blood itself. The heart is a pump that forces blood through the body. It's a closed loop. It forms a closed loop with the arteries, veins, and capillaries. And so the heart is continuously circulating your blood through your body. The blood is important because it transports gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide, as well as nutrients, hormones, and wastes. Your lymphatic system also transports a substance through the body, and that substance is called lymph. The organs of the lymphatic system are the lymphatic vessels, the lymph nodes, the thymus, the spleen, and the lymph itself. Lymph is a liquid similar to blood. The function of the lymphatic system is to defend against infection. And part of the way that it does that is by transporting tissue fluid and waste throughout the body, screening it and scanning it for infection, any kind of foreign invaders, and then dumping that tissue fluid back into the bloodstream. The digestive system's function is twofold: absorption and excretion. So its job is to take things in from the environment and get rid of the waste. The organs include the mouth, tongue, teeth, salivary glands, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, liver, gallbladder, pancreas, small and large intestines, rectum, and anus. The organs form a tube that food passes through, and then your other organs, so those are called the organs of the alimentary canal. You have your accessory organs that secrete enzymes into the canal in order to break down this food. The digestive system breaks down your food both physically and chemically. It absorbs nutrients to be used by your body, and it eliminates the waste from what's not absorbed. Your respiratory system also functions for absorption and excretion, so taking things in and out. The thing that's going in and out through the respiratory system is air. It does this through the nasal cavity, the pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, and lungs. The respiratory system, like I said, is going to move air in and out of the body via the lungs. Then it exchanges these gases between the air that's in the lungs and the blood. Oxygen is moved from the air into the lungs, into the blood. Carbon dioxide and other waste gases are transported from the blood into the lungs and then exhaled into the air. The urinary system also functions for absorption and excretion, keeping things in the body and getting things out of the body. The organs are the kidneys, the ureters, the urinary bladder, and the urethra. The urinary system first removes waste from the blood in the kidneys. It then transports that waste from the body. In doing this, it helps maintain your water and your electrolyte balances. The function of the reproductive system is reproduction. We're not going to go through this system a lot in this class because you talk about it so much in health class. And so it's covered in health class and not covered in anatomy, though we will talk about it from time to time. The male reproductive system is different from the female reproductive system. They're different both in organs as well as in functions. So while they're grouped together because of the main function of reproduction, they have very different other functions or subfunctions. The organs of the male reproductive system are the scrotum, the testes, seminal vesicles, prostate glands, vas deferens, penis, and urethra. The job of the male reproductive system is to produce and then maintain sperm cells, and then transfer those sperm cells to the female reproductive tract. The female reproductive system is made up of the ovaries, the ovaries, the uterus, the fallopian tubes, and the vagina. The job of the female reproductive system within reproduction, it has a lot of jobs. So firstly, it produces and maintains egg cells. So that part is similar to the male reproductive system in that they both produce and maintain sex cells. The female reproductive system transports those eggs within the reproductive system. So they're released by the ovaries into the fallopian tubes and then into the uterus. It supports the development of embryos. So once the egg is fertilized, the female reproductive system supports it developing. It carries the fetus to term and then functions in the birth process. So that is a brief overview of the organ systems within the human body.